Well, topping the news at 4:30, declining attendance, a shortage of priests, clustering parishes. A group of Catholics is raising many questions about those and other issues.
News 4 Investigates brings those concerns directly to the Diocese of Buffalo and its chief operating officer. Luke Moretti reports.
Meet Marie Karuba.
I don't even have an idea of how many people have been victimized.
She's among a group of longtime Catholics speaking to News 4 Investigates about the sexual abuse scandal and how it's being handled by the church.
We don't know how many people will be, who will receive any money from these damages.
We brought her questions directly to Richard Sukan, Chief Operating Officer for the Catholic Diocese of Buffalo.
There are 891 claims that involve a variety of players.
Sukan, who sat with News 4 for almost an hour-long interview, says those sexual abuse claims don't just involve priests, but employees, volunteers, and others.
You could realistically get the number down to about 600 that involve a cleric, an ordained priest, or perhaps a deacon.
And it's also, there could be multiple claims against one priest too, right? So,
correct. There are not 600 bad players.
The diocese, which is winding its way through federal bankruptcy court, recently offered at least $100 million from across the Catholic community to settle the claims. However, that amount doesn't include insurance money. As for how much victims would receive once a negotiated settlement is reached, Sukan says it'll vary and be subject to court approval.
And they'll weigh likely a variety of factors that could include severity, duration, and age of the victim.
Another sore spot for this group of parishioners is the offertory, the collection of money at Mass.
are you still contributing?
No.
You're not.
No.
I'm not either.
I'm not either.
I'm not contributing to the parish. I am contributing to organizations and efforts within the parish.
Marie Karuba says she's all for victims being made whole, but not at the expense of today's parishioners.
What I will tell you is that any money I've been putting in has been restricted to repairs and maintenance of buildings, because I feel that that goes directly to the church that I belong to.
Attorney and active Catholic Mike Taheri sums it up this way.
I think what we're saying here is there's no envelope going into unrestricted funds, that the group here and others that you may speak with, we've made a commitment that we can't fund this.
But Richard Sukan of the diocese tells News 4 Investigates that the suggested contribution of $100 million towards a settlement would come from reserves and the sale of underutilized real estate, not offertory.
The reason we don't believe that offertory would be part of that contribution is offertory is what keeps our lights on. Offertory covers current obligation, current payroll. It's kind of a cash in, cash out kind of deal.
But Paul Ebers, an active Catholic and contributor, remains skeptical.
These assets of the diocese are really assets that were created by the giving of the parishioners. So it's not just current flow into, but the diocese is making this big issue of, yes, we're contributing. Well, guess where their contributions came from?
Sukan says the church's offertory is down by slightly more than 20% over a 10-year period beginning in 2013. He attributes that to an aging population and a number of deaths, younger people not attending church, the impacts of COVID, and yes, what some critics have characterized as the elephant in the room.
Has the sex abuse crisis contributed to that? Most certainly, and we would be ridiculous not to recognize that.
And while there's been a decline in attendance and offertory, Sukan says it's not unique to the Catholic tradition. So, how do you win back Catholics who have decided to take a pass on church and contributing money?
What do you want to say to those folks? This group we sat down with, and I know others in the audience will be seeing this, and they're reluctant to give money. because they're not sure where that money's going to go. What do you want to say to those folks?
If you see value in the tenets of our faith, as we have the opportunity to close this chapter, as we engage in the renewal within the diocese, and as a church, we answer Pope Francis's call for the synod. I think there's new hope, there's new expectation, and that we have turned the corner, and that there is lots of reason for hope and good reason to come back.
But with attendance and contributions down, a shortage of priests, and a bankruptcy reorganization pending, what is the future of the Catholic Church in Western New York? That's tomorrow on News 4 at 4. Luke Moretti, News 4.